Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is FLOSSTUBE number 19, review of Heaven and Earth Designs sample fabrics. So if you watched my channel on Tuesday, you saw me do an unboxing of every sample that Heaven and Earth Designs sells. Well, I've gone through and reviewed each sample and I did a swatch. And I've sorted them into I love, just okay, and no, I'm not too crazy about this one. So let's get into it. The first one is Easy Grid 14 count. I've used this before and I've had some trouble with coverage. You can see here I am using 2 strands over 1 and it covers it pretty good, but I see a little bit of white. Okay, on to the next one, the 16 count. And here's what the swatch looks like. It was pretty messy. It felt a little crowded. And I feel like it's close to the 18, too close to the 18. Now we have the Oricio 22 count. And I switched to black color because it's a little more true in coverage. And you can see a few little white specks in here, so I wasn't too crazy about that. Then the beloved opal. It is so pretty, but the little speckles cover up some of the holes, and it was really hard to see. You can see my square isn't really much of a square. I really struggled with that. So unfortunately, there's no way that I could stitch this with this and enjoy my project. Then we have the Laguna 32 count. What was I thinking? 32 count? There's no way I can do 32 count. So I tried to do a little square, and you do get good coverage, but I just didn't enjoy it. Same thing with the Easy Grid. The 32 count it gets great coverage, but it's just too hard for me to see. Well, there's the ones that aren't that great. I mean, you might like them, but I struggled with those. Here are the ones that are just okay. The Laguna 28 count. This fabric is like butter in your hands, and it's a little stretchy. So I think there's a little bit of white peeking through, even on the 28 count. So if you're a Nazi about coverage, this might not be for you, but it would be enjoyable. So I put it in the okay. Same thing with the 25 count. Feels like butter. So nice to stitch on. But it was difficult finding the holes, and it's a little stretchy, but it did get okay coverage. And then the Hardanger 22 count. I'm not getting coverage on the single strand. And the 2 strands, it's okay, but not the greatest. Okay, here's the ones I love. Easy Grid 18 count. I'm already using this on another project, and I did it with 2 over 2 and 1 over 2, and the coverage for the 1 over 2 I don't think is there, but definitely with 2 strands, that's a great option. The Easy Grid 20 count. It's not much different than the 18 count, to be honest. I think the coverage is a tiny bit better, and you could use a single strand and get good coverage. And I thought it stitched up pretty. Oh, Alex, Alex, way to bomb my video, Alex. Oh my goodness, it's an earthquake. Sorry about the shaking in the camera. Alex, I'm a little busy. Oh, here we go again. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I hope I didn't make you dizzy. Okay, so the Easy Grid 25 count. I thought this knit stitched up really nice. I really like it, and it's a little stiff, but not too bad. And then the 28 count, it wasn't bad. I think the 28 count is my max count for my eyes. I did 2 over 1 and 1 over 1, and the 2 over 1 was crowded. The 1 over 1 was okay. The 1 over 2, I didn't get coverage, but the 2 over 2 was nice. It was. And when you compare it to the 14 count, which is basically what a 2 over 2 is on 28 count, I felt that I was actually getting better coverage on the 28 count, doing 2 over 2, than I was on the 14 count. I'm not sure why that is, but one good option is to stick with the 28 count, and then when you want to do a little smaller project, to use 14 count, and then you're always using the 28 count, if that makes sense. You could always use 28 count and then do 2 over 2 or 1 over 1. Sorry about all the crazy math in my video. I thought I would explain a little bit. So a 1 over 1 means you're using 1 strand of floss and stitching over 1 square. A 1 over 2 means you're using 1 strand of floss over 2 squares. A 2 over 1 means you're using 2 strands of floss over 1 square. And a 2 over 2 means you're using 2 strands of floss over 2 squares. I hope that clears everything up and I didn't confuse you even more. Happy stitching!